Welcome to the New York Times. On today's episode, it's Mamdani Watch, baby! The ADL's Mamdani Monitor was officially released. We're going to be talking about all of that. Also, the threat of Jews leaving New York. Is that real? Is that fake? A lot of states and whatever are starting to anticipate. They're trying to make a plea out there for the Jews to move there. Kanye West has asked for amends from the Jewish community. Do we believe him? Do we miss the old Kanye? And, of course, we'll be talking about Zohran Mamdani's first anti-Semitism test during this. There was a Brooklyn school that had a bunch of swastikas painted on it. He had a response, and then his response led to a bunch of other weird responses. All of those stories and more on today's episode of the New York Times. As always, I am Walter Cronkite, baby. Every episode of the New York Times, we are joined off camera by an off-camera goy, someone who wants to maintain their jobs, keep their jobs. Today's off-camera goy, Taya.
Hi.
Shalom.
Shalom. I'm unemployed now, so it doesn't matter anymore.
That's right. You can actually be on here and not worried about getting fired because you no longer have a job. You were let go from your job.
I was canned. It was because of the Mamdani win, so...
That was it.
Well, I'm very angry. DEI is over.
They're like, you want to have a job? No. Mamdani's mayor. No job for you. We don't have the resources now that it's a socialist state. Okay?
We're not doing capitalism anymore, okay?
No, we've decided no more money. This is wheat. We're paying you in wheat and ore. Okay? This is basically Settlers of Catan rules now.
I would take wheat, to
be fair. Did you ever play Settlers of Catan?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so that reference.
I know what you're talking about.
Right over it. How was your week? You have a good week of being laid off and everything?
I was laid off, so it was a pretty bad week.
That's not good.
Otherwise, it's been, I don't know, all the air traffic controllers are not getting paid. That's pretty
Well, now
exciting.
they are because the government acquiesced, or the Democrats really bent over and took it. Right in the tuchus. This is the official New York Times statement on the Democrats handling the shutdown. They bent over and they took it in the tuchus. That's what it is. They were winning this. Everyone hated Trump, and they all hated the Republicans. People were blaming the Republicans. Usually in the shutdowns, we're watching that Ezra Klein thing, a Zionist. Ezra Klein, famous Zionist. Zio warlord Ezra Klein on his show the other day, he made a very good point. He was like, the Democrats were winning this thing. Well, usually in shutdowns, it's the opposition party that doesn't win, that is kind of just like clawing at getting like one or two of their things. And Trump decided to demolish the side of the White House like a week ago, threw a Great Gatsby party, unironically. No, not a hint of irony in that thing. Everyone was like pissed off at him. No one has a job. SNAP benefits were getting cut. The air traffic controllers were getting, not paid. Sydney Sweeney's movie failed in the box office, flopped in the box office. And, Labubu's, no one's talking about it anymore. That was all happening because of the shutdown. The Democrats were winning. And all of a sudden, no. The moderates in the Democratic Party, they decided to vote along with the Republicans to end the shutdown. They literally got nothing. All they got was that there's going to be a promise on voting on the ACA next time, and the air traffic controllers go up. Honestly, I'll do air traffic control. How are
Yeah, I think I could figure it out. You know, while there were experts working on it, I feel like I would not want to step up to that plate. But now that just nobody's manning the post, I feel like I'll give it a try.
Don't land there. Land there.
Plane.
No. It is kind of funny. There were all those videos of those pilots who were addressing the cabin. I don't know if you saw those videos. There's a lot of like pilots that were like,
sorry guys.
Or like, if you're angry, then email the government.
Email as if that was Donald Trump because he's not paying me.
Don't tell me that I'm doing a bad job. Email donald.trump@gmail.com. There's also
TrumpRx.org.
Yeah. You're going to want to email jared.kushner@trump.edu. Okay. He's the one that's in charge of making the planes go up. It's funny that, and then we'll get into the actual news stories on this, but during the process of this government shutdown, SNAP benefits were, really, really talked about. And, I'll toot my own horn.
Toot it.
Toot it. You ready to have tooted? Yep. I did that thing online where, I was like, hey, if you send me a food bank screenshot and a picture of your dog or your pet, I'll tell you if it's Jewish or not. That's a gimmick. We've raised like over $3,000 at this point just to various food banks. I just look at the thing and I go, yeah, it's a food bank. And then I tell you if your dog is Jewish or not. I will say that a couple people did get very frustrated, or they kind of were fighting back with me, where they were like, I was like, your dog isn't Jewish. And they're like, no, he is Jewish. Here's why.
I paid for a pedigree for my dog to be Jewish, okay?
I donated $20 to the Raleigh food bank. You're going to tell me my dog is not Jewish, Eitan? One time someone said, I said, your dog is not Jewish. And they said, my dog is Jewish. And I said, no. And they're like, but here's his personality traits. And I said, I'm sorry, but the vibe is not Jewish. And then they were like, well, okay. And I was like, if you donate 10 more dollars to the food bank, I will just tell you that your dog is Jewish. And they were like, okay. And then they donated 10 more dollars to the food bank. And I was like, oh, your dog's Jewish. It's that simple, buddy.
What a mensch your dog is.
What a mensch. The change that I'm doing, not that big compared to this change of this girl, Nikhail. Nikhail is a TikTok person who has started to really take over my feed and a lot of other people's feeds over the past couple of days. What she is doing is that she is just calling different churches and pretending to be a single mom trying to get food for her daughter. So she calls these churches and goes like, hey, I'm a single mom. I'm looking for formula. The food bank didn't have any formula. Do you have any formula? And then 90% of the time, the churches are like, no, you can go fuck yourself. We don't have money for that at all here. We only have, our pastor drives a Bentley, but that Bentley has maintenance fees. The maintenance fees do need to get covered, unfortunately, by the church, so we don't have $20 for your formula.
Took up the baby formula budget was gas money for the Bentley.
Listen, the unfortunate reality here is that yachts are powered by formula. So we've been powering all of our yachts with your baby formula, so we're not able to do it.
That's what's actually been causing the shortage.
It is kind of funny because some of the churches, I will say, it seems like a quarter of the churches will answer and someone will be like, oh yeah, I can help you out. Which I also don't understand, because if you call, if I work in a church and you call me, even if the church doesn't have a formula, I'd be like, you need $10? I'll give you $10. What does it make a difference? These are all church people. But a couple of the churches have gone viral for completely opposite reasons. One church, she called up and they were like, yeah, we only have formula for members. Which hilarious.
Maybe let Jesus Christ into your life, and then maybe there's some baby formula for you, okay?
Yeah. Maybe, listen, unfortunately, you heathen, you haven't paid us, so we don't pay you. This is basically health insurance.
When was the last time you tithed?
Yeah, have you tithed lately, ma'am? Then I'm sorry, but your dumbass kid is going to go a little bit hungrier until you start tithing.
Maybe invest in God one time.
Have you thought about Godcoin? So there are two sermons that went viral because of this. One sermon, I think, was from this church in Germantown, and who got called out because they were like, yeah, we don't have anything. It's for members. And then the pastor, had to make a thing. But then there was this other church, clearly a very poor church run by just some dude. And she called him and she was like, hey, for me. He was like, oh yeah, let me write it down. What flavor do you want? Like sweetest man of all time. Literally just a man in the middle of fucking nowhere. It goes viral. They raised $85,000 for his food bank. He invited this lady to the sermon. The lady, I don't think she's God. She's not religious or anything like that. But anyways, very, very sweet story.
Maybe she will be after this.
Maybe you know what she should try? Hasidic Judaism.
Has she tried Hasidic Judaism?
Has she tried Hasidic Judaism? That is what I want to know. I'm actually kind of curious how the synagogues would respond to this if the synagogues were called. I think they would help. My guess is that they would help, or they would at least be able to point you in the right direction. But I don't know. And I'm sure that there's a lot that wouldn't help. Yeah. But I'm sure that there are.
Yeah.
I will say I did go to perform in the Birmingham JCC this week, and the first thing that happens when I walked in there, left side, big old food drive happening. So nice. Shout out to the Birmingham JCC for doing the right stuff. Are you ready for today's New York Times news?
Oh, yeah.
New York Times news story number one. Johnathan Greenblatt and the ADL have released a Mamdani tracker. The Mamdani Monitor, Johnathan Greenblatt tweeted, in light of Mayor-elect Mamdani's long and disturbing record on issues of deep concern to the Jewish community, we will approach the next 4 years with resolve. We expect the mayor of the city with the largest Jewish population in the world to stand unequivocally against anti-Semitism in all its varied forms and support all of the Jewish residents just as he would all other constituents. In the months ahead, we will hold Mamdani administration to the basic standards, and ADL will be relentless and unyielding in our work to ensure the safety of Jewish New Yorkers. We will neither compromise nor relent in our pursuit of the core purpose to protect our Jewish people. This was all done to release the Mamdani Monitor. A few things on this. One, are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your mind? The Mamdani Monitor, it looks so bad. It is literally a bunch of Jews targeting the one Muslim, the highest ranking Muslim official currently, or the most prominent ranking Muslim official currently. It optically looks so bad. Also, the ADL conveniently didn't call out Elon Musk when he hiled at the RNC. They don't have this tracker for any other politician, just for Mamdani. So it looks terrible. It looks whiny. Optically, it's a mess. And it also, I'm sorry, but aren't you doing that anyway? Are you not monitoring every single mayor? It was assumed that you monitored every single mayor and every single politician in the country. You specifying that Mamdani is getting monitored targets him, and it makes us look weird. So the messaging is terrible. The branding is terrible. The unfortunate reality is, though, and I don't know if you know this, I haven't talked about it, but I was actually put in charge of the Mamdani meter.
How's he doing?
I'm in charge of the Mamdani-o-meter, okay? They put me, the ADL hired me. A lot of people don't know this, but my name is Eitan Levine, and I am the person the ADL hired to manage the Mamdani Monitor. I've turned it into the Mamdani-o-meter, and it's, can you please not laugh? This is a serious thing. The Mamdani-o-meter, it's the same idea as any noise-o-meter in any baseball stadium in America, okay? The more anti-Semitic noise happens, it's like, and so anytime he does anything, he starts to appoint some of his appointees to the mayoral staff. We do it. We call him out on a scale of BB to Intifada.
Wow.
It's a BB to Intifada scale.
Accurate, actually.
It's a very accurate BB Intifada scale. And then we're on this, Are you a Brad Lander? Where are we on the thing? Anytime he does anything, I'm the one that's in charge of making it go,
What's funny is you've kind of been doing this for years with Jewish or anti-Semitic.
I think that we should be rating Mamdani not on the Mamdani meter, but the Jewish or anti-Semitic scale.
Yeah, you could really open this up to the people and start polling,
Yeah, let them know. I want to just put everything up that he does and just go, is it Jewish or is it anti-Semitic?
What do you guys think?
What do you guys fucking think? Johnathan Greenblatt is so out of touch, and he's like a mega wealthy dude. I think last year he raised $175 million for the ADL. All this money goes into the ADL for them to the ADL couldn't tie their shoes without shitting all over themselves. It's like anytime that they try to do anything to prevent anti-Semitism, they just make us look 50,000 times worse than before. The funniest thing about the ADL is that they create more anti-Semitism by trying to fight anti-Semitism than if they just let it be and just let a bunch of people like the court of opinion try to fight it. It doesn't work at all. And I want to also say that the ADL has a history of absolutely botching handling anti-Semitic issues. A couple of years ago, Kyrie Irving, who was a player on the he was a player on the Brooklyn Nets. A couple of years ago, Kyrie Irving was on the Brooklyn Nets. And when he was on the Brooklyn Nets, he tweeted about a link to a documentary that implied the Holocaust didn't happen, right? It was a big, big shitstorm. Kyrie Irving is unlikable as a human anyways. And it ended up creating a big problem in Brooklyn. A lot of for a while, because of Kyrie Irving, if you were to walk into Barclays, where the Nets play, you would have to walk by Holocaust didn't happen, or Jews are the scourge of the earth, or, like Farrakhan was right, flyers that were popping up all around Barclays because of Kyrie Irving. So the ADL decided to respond. And what did the ADL do when they responded? They released, and I'm not even joking, they released a list of 6 things that Kyrie Irving had to do in order to be labeled not anti-Semitic anymore. They released a list of 6 things, and it was like, meet with a Holocaust survivor, talk to a rabbi, go to a Holocaust class, bleep, blop, bloop, whatever. And the 6th thing that was on that list that was released by Johnathan Greenblatt Blurgowitz was donate $500,000 to the ADL. Are you out of your goddamn mind? We already get shit on because we appear cheap. You can't tell this guy that the only way to fight against anti-Holocaust, you can't tell this guy that the only way to fight against Holocaust misinformation is to donate $500,000 to the ADL. That's crazy. And it makes us look cheap. And these same people who are so money focused and so focused on this clickbait, kind of activism are the same ones who turn around and go, you know what will really help the Jews? The Mamdani meter. The Mamdani meter is the thing that will stand between Jews and the entire eradication of our race. The Mamdani meter. On a scale of Bibi to Intifada. The Mamdani meter. How bad is this? Where's Brad Lander? Lena Khan has been hired as to take over. I think she's like staffing. She's the one that's in charge of the transition team. Is she Bibi? Is she an Intifada? That's what I want to know. What do you think about the Mamdani meter as a goy?
I am really envisioning it in my mind, sort of like the Richter scale, but for anti-Semitic stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to follow along and see
This is a very diplomatic. Are you afraid of upsetting the Jews here? Is that the problem?
Honestly, I'm afraid of upsetting everybody. I feel very put on the spot. I think it's a bad idea, but also it's very important to monitor anti-Semitism. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is an important. They need to. I think within this, there's also like an anti-Semitism tip line that was set up. But did they not have an anti-Semitic tip line that was set up before? Yeah. Their entire thing is anti-Semitic tip lines.
Let me ask you this: what is your counter offer to the Mamdani meter? Does he need to give Brad Lander a better position in government, or how do we counter this if not by setting up a comical sliding scale, big thermometer thing in front of the ADL that tells us how bad Zohran is being?
I'll tell you exactly the answer. It's called the Chillin' Summit. The Chillin' Summit is a thing that I'm inventing where if you are weird to the Jews, if you do anything with the Jews, you meet me for some chillin' in Brooklyn, okay? We talked this out over some kishka, some chillin'. We go to, was it Holy Glot? Oh man, I got really good chillin' at a place a couple of weeks ago when we were filming with Unpacked. You meet me, we get a chillin' kogel kishka in the silver tin, and we hash it out. I'm the one that you go to when you want to apologize to the Jews, not Johnathan Greenblatt. It's over. If you do something weird to the Jews, you don't go to Johnathan Greenblatt. You go to the New York Times, baby, okay? We decide if you're absolved or not. I'm officially taking this back. How are you going to make a Mamdani meter several months after you said that it was totally okay for Elon Musk to heil at the RNC? Like, it's crazy. Johnathan Greenblatt's best friend is Jared Kushner. So it's like, what are we talking about here? It's so clearly politically motivated. The ADL should be remaining completely apolitical. They should be helping everyone. And on top of that, they, over time, have been getting rid of all of their DEI stuff. It used to be that the ADL, the ADL is an incredible organization. It used to be that the ADL, you would go to if you were like a synagogue in the middle of nowhere in Kentucky, and all of a sudden a Klan rally shows up. You go to the ADL and they help you get security. They help you get, funding for whatever. They get you on CNN. They get you the mayor. They get you the senator. They make sure that you are taken care of. On the regional level, all of the ADL regional people are incredible. The work that the ADL does for data on anti-Semitism, vital for stopping anti-Semitism. And then you have Johnathan Greenblatt Blurgowitz going online and being like, it's a New York is in Sharia law, baby. The ADL regional offices are doing the work to fight against anti-Semitism. Then you have the guy in charge of it just being like, have you been to Houston Street? It's essentially Baghdad now. It's chaos.
It is kind of interesting, too, how the social media stuff can kind of open things up to public opinion rather than it just being like kind of like a gatekeeper like Johnathan Greenblatt. Like in the 90s or whatever, when people couldn't really weigh in, you had to have kind of a central figure setting the tone on, how these things are being perceived. But now, like, honestly, a social media clip will do so much more for somebody's public opinion than, a leader of any kind of organization saying we're against this person. That's our guy.
What you're saying
Get
is
him
that
on the podcast.
If you screw
let him talk about it.
You're coming on the New York Times, and we're going to hash it out, okay? This is how it works from now on. You're not going to Johnathan Greenblatt anymore. He doesn't know how to do shit. You're going to Eitan Levine in the New York Times.
A man of the people.
Did you retweet Nick Fuentes' neo-Nazi conspiracy theories? You come on the New York Times and we talk about it. Did you draw a swastika on a school and you feel bad about it a couple of years later? You come on the New York Times, we eat some cholent, we get some kishka, and we talk about it, okay?
We say, why did you feel that way?
Why did you feel that way? And also, are you enjoying the cholent? Are you enjoying the chillin'? Do you want a little spicy or do you want a little bit more of that oniony umami that we have been popping off? Huh? Did you say kike on Real Housewives of New York? You come and you talk to Eitan Levine on the New York Times and we hash it out and we find exactly. Have you spent the past couple of months avoiding the deeper question about anti-Semitism from anti-Israel spaces and now you're the mayor of New York? You come on the New York Times and we talk about it over some cholent. The ADL, you don't go to the ADL anymore. You go to Eitan Levine.
Eitan Levine. You want a fair trial? You go to Eitan Levine, man.
I'll tell you if you're Jewish or anti-Semitic or not. 15 minutes, a bowl of chillin', and I look you in the eye and I say, hey, you're an anti-Semite, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Now donate $50 to a food bank.
Yeah. Yeah, just move. And by the way, don't ever donate $500,000 to the ADL if they tell you that that's the only way to become not a neo-Nazi, okay? It's flawed. I do think that there is a larger problem here that we need to talk about with Mamdani, and that is that Jews need to calm the fuck down. Calm down. Take a breath, okay? There's a lot of fear-mongering that happened after he got into office. He is the mayor now. Fighting him in this weird way, calling him a jihadist, acting like New York is going to go into disrepair because of this is not only inaccurate, but it is a fear-mongering thing, okay? I've been outside. It's fine. It's totally fine. There's going to be a lot of fighting that's going to happen. I'm not denying that. We're going to have issues where anti-Semitism is going to pop up, and I don't know if Zohran's going to handle it correctly. I just don't. There's no way any of us know if he's going to handle it correctly. But calling him a jihadist, acting like he's a terrorist, going out there and, pretending like it's Sharia law downtown, it's not helpful to anything, and you're working yourself up. You're going to have an aneurysm.
You're working yourself to death.
You're working yourself.
Stress is a killer.
Stress over Mamdani is eventually going to lead to heart attack. Think about the Jewish people, okay? All of our food is schmaltz-based. We just have chicken fat coursing through our aortas, and you're going to give yourself an aortic hemorrhage if you don't calm down about Mamdani for a second, okay? All these old Jews at Temple, Beth Israel and Temple, Share Gurion and stuff like that, they're all working themselves up into a tizzy. Relax. A couple of things I want to just point out there. 3 years. It's New York politics. He can't do much in 3 years. Famously, this is one of the slowest moving bureaucracies in the entire effing world. It is easier to smuggle coke into Fort Knox. Is that a euphemism? It's easy. It's easier to try to convince a polar bear to go vegan than to get laws passed in New York Congress. It just doesn't, in New York's political infrastructure, it just doesn't happen. So a lot of the stuff he's going to do is not going to happen. He's already getting shut down on the free buses stuff. It's just not going to happen. The safety issue, it's legitimate, but He hired Jessica Tisch. Jessica Tisch is a Jew. She's been the New York Police Department person through the past couple of years. Whether you think that they've handled it correctly or not, you cannot make an argument that she is not helpful to the Jewish student population, Jewish community here. Chill, okay? The fear-mongering, the Islamophobia, calling him a terrorist. We need to work with this guy, Yeah. And it was actually very funny that at the inauguration, I don't know if you saw the victory party, inside of that, wherever they had it, yes. It was... There were pictures from Rabbi Indig, who is the Satmar Hasidic guy.
Okay, he supported him.
He did end up throwing him the nomination in the end. Oh. I thought was really funny about it is that in that room for one night, you had all those drag queens. You had Linda Sarzor. You had Ilana from Broad City. And then you had Rabbi Indig from the Satmar Aharonim movement.
Hey man, it's time to modernize, You got to get with the times and be friends with the drag queen. They're everywhere now. So
drag queens are Jewish.
Drag queens are Jewish. There's a lot of pomp. There's a lot of presentation. And I feel like that's pretty cool in my books.
What do you think of the Jews?
Love them.
Good.
Kidding?
Good answer. Now you don't have to go see. Now you don't have to go apologize in the New York Times.
Thank you.
Remember, if you do something did you call Deborah Messing? Did you call Deborah Messing a genocidal Zionist? Don't apologize to her. Apologize to me. Okay? That's how it works. Jews need to calm down. Anything else on Mamdani meter? Anything with Mamdani? There's a little bit more Mamdani stuff here, but...
There's a lot of Mamdani stuff to unpack.
Yeah.
As a huge agnostic person, I will admit I'm not as weighed in on the kind of... religious issues as I probably should be. So personally, maybe I'm going to be watching the Mamdani Monitor. Maybe that's going to simplify things in the most dumb black and white kind of way possibly conceivable. Maybe there's no way for me to misunderstand the Mamdani meter in any way, and I have no built-in kind of gauge of that at all. So perhaps people out of the loop like me need a Mamdani meter, or perhaps they need an Eitan Levine to step into their lives and tell them what they should really think.
That's right.
That's right. And then on the other front of socialism, I'm Canadian, so I am pretty thrilled about that, to be honest. I think it is a good idea and it does work, and free buses is probably not the place to start, but maybe let's start thinking about healthcare, guys. That's an important one.
I think that what he's actually going to do is that he will get the free, I think not the free, but he's going to get those the pilot program for the grocery stores up. That makes actual sense. The grocery store pilot program that's run by the government. There are food deserts here. I want to see that happen. The free buses is not going to happen, And once again, I spoke to his team in some capacity, and I'm hoping that I speak to them more about trying to get some Muslim Jewish unity stuff. It is very funny to me,
though, what Americans think socialism is. It's very tied to bread lines.
It is. You know what? And to be honest, what is the difference between bread lines and what everyone does whenever there's a viral donut?
Yeah.
Is that not?
We love bread lines, actually.
Is standing in line for viral food not just the capitalistic answer to bread lines?
Wow. Boom.
Look at any picture of old-timey soup lines and just juxtapose that to what happens whenever there's a new cronut flavor. It looks exactly the same.
You just blew my fucking mind.
How about that?
Crazy.
Did I blow your mind, or was your mind already blown and you didn't know it yet?
Oh my God.
She's puking everywhere. From Texas to Tel Aviv, invitations go out to Jews fleeing Mamdani's New York. This is according to the JTA. In Maryland, a new Jewish federation moved up its launch to capitalize on a threatened but hardly guaranteed exodus. Just hours after New York City's mayoral election was called for Zohran Mamdani, a top Israeli official issued an invitation. New York will never be the same again, especially not for its Jewish community, said diaspora minister Amichai Chlicki, who tweeted, "I invite the Jews of New York to seriously consider making their new home in the land of Israel." Chlicki's call dovetailed with another appeal to Jewish New Yorkers made by spokesman for the Jewish settlement in Hebron, Yishai Fleischer. "Indeed, it was a great run and you were a blessing to New York City, but Jews will feel less and less comfortable in the Big Apple. So do yourself a favor, buy real estate in a place that is famously not chaotic, Hebron."
The safest place for Jews in the world.
Definitely not a place that has literally one of the most complicated relationships with Israelis, Palestinians, and the concept of violence. Yeah. Hebron is safer than 14th and 3rd. I don't know if you know this, but Hebron, the site of the Hebron massacres, multiple, is way safer than Donut Pub on 14th and 7th. The outreach from Israel sought to reach the majority of Jewish New Yorkers who voted against Mamdani, many of whom saw criticism of Israel as a warning sign for the safety of Jews. Okay, well, Mamdani, blah, blah, blah. 100% of people are going to leave New York City under this mayorship. Joshua Friedman, 32-year-old Orthodox Jews from the Upper East Side. There's no reason to stay. Someone that hates you in your own backyard. Why would you want to be here? Yeah, Jews are not overreacting. We're taking this way... healthy is what I would call this.
Everybody's moving. Okay.
Okay. We're just taking the very healthy, mentally sane stance of fleeing New York City as if Hitler just crossed into Poland.
Pack up your mezuzahs and your menorahs. We gotta go.
After the election was called, Victoria Zurkiev, an Orthodox Queens resident and social media influencer, said that she predicted that, quote, people are successful will leave New York because they wouldn't want to put their life in danger. I believe that there is no life with Jewish people in New York going forward. I'm a New Yorker. This is my town. And now to sit here and think, where are we going to live next? It's pretty sad. God, I mean...
You guys are going to be wandering in the desert for another 40 years.
In Annapolis, Maryland, where a Jewish candidate won the mayoral election last week, plans for a Jewish Federation to serve state's capital and Chesapeake region were quickly shored up to coincide with New York City's election outcome, according to Jennifer Mizrahi, co-founder of the Federation. We do expect that we'll be making an appeal to Jewish New Yorkers. Laszlo Mizrahi, who is active in Democrat politics, said in an interview, we feel that we are uniquely well positioned for people who want a warm, wonderful Jewish life that is without drama. Let me tell you right now, I ain't moving to Maryland. I'd rather die because of a jihad that has been put on my apartment than move to Andover, Maryland. Okay? It's still recording, right? I'm not moving to Maryland. The Jews are not moving to Maryland. Rabbi Shiner, prominent rabbi of Hampton Synagogue, said this is in anticipation of thousands of Jewish families who will flock to the Hamptons in Greater Suffolk County. See, that makes sense.
I can see that.
I can see moving to the Hamptons is actually where I do see
Because
the
then
Jews
you can
going.
very easily move back.
Going back and forth, but you're like, no, it's over. I'm moving to Des Moines, Iowa. That's crazy. Anyways, okay. Moving right along to the next story. Zohran Mamdani had his first bout with trying to handle a neo-Nazi situation this week after a bunch of swastikas were drawn on Magen David Yeshiva High School, which, by the way, I don't know if it was a high school. It was Magen David Yeshiva. I used to play Magen David Yeshiva in Yeshiva League floor hockey.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure we beat them once and they beat us once.
Wow.
We were in different divisions.
Tied for the championship?
No, we were very, very bad at hockey.
Okay.
I think the first year we had a team, because we had a JV team, and we definitely lost to the JV team. We definitely lost to Magen David. I remember that.
All right.
Then when I was in varsity, I think we beat Magen David. And you know what we did to celebrate?
What?
We drew a bunch of swastikas on their skull. Mamdani Monitor alert! Wee, wee, wee. If there's something Muslim in the neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Mamdani Monitor! I ain't afraid of no mosque. I ain't afraid of no imam. But swastikas were drawn on Magen David skull. Zohran Mamdani released this. This is disgusting and heartbreaking act of anti-Semitism, and it has no place in our beautiful city. As mayor, I will always stand steadfast with our Jewish community to root out the scourge of anti-Semitism for our city. I will give him a B on the. I'll give him a B on the statement. Maybe I'll give him a B plus on the statement. It was early. I don't think they knew who did it yet, so it would have been irresponsible for him to be like, I can't believe the anti-Zionist movement has done this, or like I can't believe the right wings, whatever did this, because I don't think anyone knows yet.
Did they find out?
What's actually funny is that they released. This is actually really funny. They released a picture of the culprit, and it basically he's wearing like a black hat that's not Hasidic style. It's just a black hat that kind of makes him look like Guy Fawkes from
England.
No, it looks from what's it called, the what?
Oh, the
What was that
Mad Men,
movie?
or not that.
No,
Watchmen.
no, not Watchmen. Wait, what the hell?
From
Guy Fawkes
Dead?
mask. What was that movie? Oh my god, I cannot believe I'm banking on this movie.
I think it is Watchmen.
No, it's not. V for Vendetta.
Oh, okay.
He's wearing this Hasid. So he's wearing this like V for Vendetta black hat, and his face is, there's
Guy
like
Fawkes mask?
No, his face is just like there's a black sheet over it. So it's like this guy who wore like a black spandex suit and a black hat.
A morph suit?
What?
Like a morph suit?
I think so.
Spandex situation?
He put on some Spanx.
Nice.
He put on some Spanx. He put on some face Spanx. His face looked real svelte. It was great. And he's like spray painted swastikas, whatever. And then people found the picture. They put it out. They're like, oh my God, bunch of Hasidic people did this to themselves. Which is hilarious.
The classic uniform of the Hasidim. A one-piece morph suit and a silly Chrissy girl fall hat.
Well, the thing is that they do wear those hats, but it's a different hat. It's like a boxy hat versus a like to your head hat. It was just stupid. Anyway, so that was kind of so we don't know who did it yet. Funny thing is, immediately after Mamdani made the statement, conspiracy theories began to swirl around the graffiti, alleging it was a false flag, an incident that is not, in fact, carried out by the apparent responsible party. In this case, a conspiracy theory implied that swastikas were painted by pro-Israel supporters trying to prove that Mamdani will encourage violence against Jews. Then you had Nardim Kizwani, who is one of the people in charge of Within Our Lifetime, who is a group that Zohran has worked with in the past, a group who famously released a list of Jewish businesses online to target during the height of October 7th. Yes.
That's not good.
But here's the thing. I have said over and over that Zohran's followers and base are going to turn on him. It is just a question. If you are in public politics like this, you cannot have some of the beliefs that you have or that you've been like promoting. It just, you can't. The DSA stuff maybe works in like some small spaces, doesn't work in the bigger spaces. When he can't do all the DSA stuff, when he can't arrest Bibi, when he can't, dissolve Israel's Knesset by using his power of the mayor of New York, they're going to be like, hey, why is Israel still getting Iron Dome funding, mayor of New York City? They're going to turn on him, and they started to turn on him. This was Nardim Kizwani's response to him. And so he said there's a scrouge of anti-Semitism out of our city. And she goes, there's no scrouge of anti-Semitism in NYC. Act like these, while reprehensible, are often weaponized by... There's no scrouge of anti-Semitism in NYC. Acts like these, while reprehensible, are often weaponized to justify Zionist narratives and repression of Palestinian solidarity. Mamdani shouldn't be validating this framing. So his base is starting to get annoyed that he is not, going like, well, who probably drew the swastikas on the synagogue? The rabbi. They've started to fold, and it was interesting seeing like a lot of these like more progressive, uber left wing places kind of get annoyed at Zohran for saying, "Hey, can we not draw swastikas on the school?" That's where we're at currently. You have one side of this place calling him a jihadist, and then you have the other side of this place saying that he's, a Zionist who encourages, the Palestinian movement to be pushed down by saying, don't draw swastikas on the side of the church. Do you think you could draw a swastika first attempt?
No, absolutely not.
Can we try?
I cannot.
Can we please try?
I think that every fiber of my moral being would just turn it into a peace sign.
Let's see. Wait. Let's see. Let me see. 1 second. We're gonna wait here, okay?
Stop.
No.
Stop it.
Come
Stop it.
Come on.
I'm not doing it.
Just one. You're
No.
off camera.
No.
I give you permission. Okay?
No.
I will.
I'll try. I'll do my best.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do.
What are we
I'm
gonna
gonna
do?
try to draw a swastika.
Okay.
Okay, here's what we're going to try to
Yeah.
do. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to draw a swastika.
Yeah.
And you're going to draw a swastika.
Okay.
And then we're going to show them to each other. And then we're going to see who drew the better swastika, okay?
Okay. I don't have a piece of paper.
I'm going to give you a piece of paper, okay? This is genius.
You like this?
This is a genius idea,
Is
okay?
this going to become a new segment?
It's getting my non-Jewish co-host to draw swastikas. Okay, 1 second.
Seg.
You have to talk into your mic while I'm doing
Oh, okay. Sorry. He's ripping up the paper. He's ripping up the paper so that I can have half and he can have half. I think it'll be interesting to see who gets the bigger half of the paper. And then he's ripping up the paper. It looks to be mail. It looks to be maybe important mail. It could be something that was addressed to maybe.
Okay, I am going to draw my swastika
Am I allowed
attempt.
to take this?
Yeah, you can take that. I'm going to draw my attempt here.
You're going to
okay?
go first? Okay.
Yes.
He's got a pen.
But I'm not going to show you it.
I'm going to
Do you have a pen?
Though.
No.
Yeah, I probably have a pen.
Okay.
Okay, he's doing it. He's doing it. I can't believe he's doing it. He
Okay.
did it. Oh my God,
Okay.
he did it. Okay, I'm going to do mine. Okay, ready?
I'm going to be honest, very impressed that I was able to do this first try.
Okay, and I'm going to do mine now. Just 1 second. I'm trying to get all the angles right here. Can we do... And then like,
Oh my God.
it's like that. And that is also what it's
You're
like.
you're saying it so the way that you're describing what you're drawing right now is makes me think that that you did not do this correctly.
I got all the lines. I think I got it. Ready?
All right. Let me see. Meanwhile, okay. I got it right first try.
Well, someone's a little bit more anti-Semitic than I am, my guy. That's what we proved here.
I guess, you know what? I got to go on the New York Times and apologize to me.
You do?
First try. Boom, baby.
You got to donate $500,000 to the ADL now. Congratulations.
All right. We got one more. Where are we at on this? Yeah, we got one more little thing going on.
Tidbit?
We got one.
More
Okay.
tidbit for them?
There we go. Kanye West meets with Orthodox celebrity rabbi, says he wants to make amends after anti-Semitic outbursts.
Great tidbit.
This is from the JTA. After years of virulent anti-Semitic comments, American rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, told an Orthodox rabbi on Tuesday in New York that he was ready to make amends for his actions. I feel really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and to just take accountability, Ye told Rabbi Yoshiyahu Pinto in a video posted on social media. Pinto, an Israeli rabbi who serves as the chief rabbi of Morocco, he's previously counseled with celebrities including LeBron James, but was also jailed in Israel in 2016 for bribery. I do remember seeing online that on his bio, according to Globe's Business Journal, he was named one of the top 10 wealthiest rabbis in Israel in 2012.
Pop off.
I mean, which is a hell of a list.
Of course, that's who Kanye went with.
Coming in at number 10, Rabbi Shmoylich.
Remember when Kanye was just tweeting at Elon Musk, like, I'm declaring bankruptcy. You got to bail me out, man.
Come on, man. Now he's going to Rabbi Pinto. I guarantee you
He
this
goes,
was
listen. We've all said some crazy things over the years.
This is what I'm saying, by the way. Kanye, don't go to Rabbi Pinto. He's a problematic character. By the way, Kanye blamed this on bipolar disorder. Kanye was like, I said some stuff, bipolar disorder, I'm getting treatment. And I hope he is getting treatment. I will say, here's what I will say. I've always said this about Kanye. Kanye, I don't blame him. I do blame everyone around him. I do think that he's surrounded by enablers. I think mental health is an actual legitimate problem that is, that he is suffering with. This is not a new thing. And it happens to be, if you spend a lot of time online, you have a bunch of yes men. I do think that he had probably an unhealthy relationship to Judaism before based on what was happening at Adidas and everything with him being like, hey, you guys got to Heil Hitler and kiss a swastika every morning. But, I do think that he's got into crazier parts of society with this, in regards to Jews. And there needs to be a path to clearing and getting, back into the zeitgeist and having people not hate you. So if it's sincere, then I get it.
Yeah.
But if it's not sincere, then you got to come on the New York Times podcast and talk to me about it over some chillin'.
Chillin' Summit.
The Chillin' Summit needs to happen.
So do you think he's just kind of accessing extremists on both sides? Because that's not a bad base to target, actually, is people who are radically extreme about either side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You make those guys your fans. They go hard.
I mean, Nick,
they go hard.
You've just described the Nelk boys. Yay. Okay, here we go. I was dealing with some various issues, dealing with bipolar also. So I would take the ideas I had and taking them to an extreme where I forget about the protection of the people around me and myself. Explaining his experience with bipolar disorder, the Rabbi Ye said it was like someone, quote, left your kid at the house and your kid went and messed up the kitchen. Yeah. Adding that it was his responsibility to, quote, go clean up the kitchen. It's a big deal for a man for me as a man to come and take accountability for all things that I've said, and I really appreciate you embracing me with open and allowing me to make amends. And this is the beginning, the first steps, the first brick by brick to build back the strong walls. Now, Pinto responded through a translator. The Jews live on this way of if someone did something wrong, you can regret and fix it. From now on, strong things and good things, you are a very good man. This is complicated. I think that obviously he's crazy and, we shouldn't be taking a lot of this seriously, but him going to Rabbi Pinto is the biggest red flag to me. You can't go to Rabbi federal indictment charges and expect for everyone to be like, oh, good.
Here's the thing. I think you need to reach out to him and tell him what rabbis he should go to instead. Or better yet, come to the Chillin' Summit.
Chillin' Summit needs to happen. I mean, it absolutely needs to happen. Let's see if there's any other quickly. Jewish Muslim teams up to anything interesting. Roswell, New Mexico is rife with UFO scorpions conspiracy theories, but few Jews. Oh, no, they got to get a couple more Jews over there to fight all the scorpions.
Wait. They're infested with scorpions and aliens?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of scorpions there, and the scorpions, have also seen all the aliens.
Okay.
Here's one. Here's the last one we got. Vatican investigates Swiss guard for alleged spitting gesture at Jewish woman.
What?
The Vatican's got to return all our shit. In the basement of the Vatican, they just have a bunch of my personal shit. Yes, they have. Actually, wait, can we?
What did they take from you?
Well, they have in the Vatican archives. They have all of all of our books and stuff like that.
The book?
They have all of our books, famously.
You gotta get your
They have our
back.
books. Apparently, they have the menorah.
Go
they have
over
all
there.
of the stuff from the years and years and years of the Christians plundering, or the Catholics. Who's the Vatican? The Catholic or the Christian?
They do
The
love to
Catholics have been
plunder.
plundering. Oh, they love to plunder. They're fucking pirates with. They're the pirates of religiosity.
Yeah.
They've just been plundering for years, and they plundered all our Jewish shit, and they put it into the basement, and now we can't even look what's in there.
You know who loves gold even more than the Jewish people?
The fucking Pope.
The Catholics, man.
The Pope. Oh my God.
Loves
But we get blamed for it.
Yeah.
But I want my stuff back.
And you deserve it. Go over there, challenge him to a Chillin' Summit, and say,
What do you think is in there? What if I get in there and I'm just like, what if it's silly stuff in there also where they're like, this is King David's mouth guard. Moses, everyone knows his staff. This is his backup staff that he had in case he lost the first staff. Just all this weird shit that's down there.
I feel like it is a lot of stuff, because do you think that a lot of stuff that's down there is gifts that people have brought to the Pope? And I feel like, a lot of the gifts have been
well, no.
What can we get in? What can we
not
get
for
in?
the no. So that's the thing. Not the Pope and the Jews. We were not gifting him anything. It was
No, not you guys, but other people who are like, this might have been something.
Well, yes. With this other thing is that the difference between being gifted and then stealing everything.
Stealing everything.
The Jews are the only stuff that aren't the
this is a
only
lot of
people that have had
plunder?
stuff that's been stolen. There's other people that have had a ton of stuff stolen from them.
Yeah.
So I just want my shit back. I want to go in
yours,
there.
Though.
Everyone else can
stuff,
go.
you can keep it.
They got to go through their own process. Okay, you go talk to the
Have your own
Pope.
summit.
The Pope's got to come on the New York Times and talk about what he's got down there.
He's from Chicago, so it's not that far to go.
Yeah.
So.
This is a letter that we took. Rabbi Yochanan was writing to Reish Lakish, where he said that he was doing okay, but he misses the city.
Doesn't
Just
he love
stuff.
the Chicago Cubs? Why don't you just be like, it's a baseball podcast?
Yeah, you understand devotion to a never-ending, cruel existence that borderlines on prison. Religion, Judaism, Christianity, baseball,
Whatever.
rooting for the White Sox all the same. All right, Vatican's investigating a member of its Swiss guard who protect the Pope for allegedly spitting gesture at 2 Jewish women. The women were part of international Jewish delegation attending the conference of Pope Leo. The event marked 60th anniversary of Nostra Aetate, the landmark 1965 doctrinal declaration that recognized the legitimacy of non-Christian religions, rejected the centuries-old accusations that Jews killed Christ, and condemned anti-Semitism. By the way, I'm of the very few minority opinion that we did kill Christ, and I'm tired of every other religion taking credit for it. We killed him. Yeah, the Christians are like, no, Pontius Pilate did it. No, XYZ. No, we did it.
Nice.
It was my grandmother. It was my great grandfather.
Yeah.
He was the one.
You deserve your flowers.
Yeah, he was the first one to be like, you know what I fucking can't stand? Jesus Christ.
This fucking guy.
And then the Vatican's like, no, the Jews didn't kill Jesus. I'm like, yeah, we did.
We did it.
We did. We voted. We were like, enough.
Enough.
You know what we did right before we killed Christ?
Factory, that guy.
We released the Jesus Monitor. We released the Jesus Monitor. Pontius Greenblatt back in the day released the Jesus Monitor.
Let me tell you who didn't pay $500,000 to the ADL.
No, that's
Look
right.
what happened.
Jesus Christ. And what happened? He's on a cross. Michael Gavrin, a prominent Israeli writer, theater director, said she and a colleague, Michal Gavrin, said that she and a colleague encountered the guard as they entered St. Peter's Square. She was with Vivian Liska, the New York City-born director at Institute of Jewish Studies at the University of Antwerp. In an interview with the Austrian news agency, she said, Les Juifs. That's actually funny. She said that the guard hissed Les Juifs, which means the Jews, at them with deep contempt and made an act of spitting in their direction. Oh my God, this is Karen. Either this happened or this didn't happen. Either way. Oh boy.
What are we talking
Vatican spokesperson Matteo Bruni said Monday that the guard was placed under an internal investigation in which elements were observed that could be interpreted as anti-Semitic. Bruni said that the alleged incident arose from an argument over a person asking for a photo with the Swiss guard. Same day, Pope Leo told his audience it should not be forgotten that the first focus of Nostra Aetate was towards the Jewish world. The church does not tolerate anti-Semitism and fights against it on the basis of the gospel itself. Boom, baby. No more anti-Semitism in the Vatican. Now give me my shit back.
Yeah.
Come on, Pope. The Pope's got to invite me over.
You want to make this right, Pope?
Yeah, you heard the Aetate, the Nostra Aetate was a summit. You know what else is a summit? What? The Chillin' Summit, okay? Oh, yeah. Bring my stuff. I'll see you at Gottlieb's.
You bring the stuff. I'll bring the chillin'.
I'll bring the chillin'. You bring my books back, and we'll see what happens. This has been an episode of the New York Times, baby. Do you have anything else you want to say towards the Jewish community?
I want to say Baruch Hashem. Mm-hmm. I want to say, that should do it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Big shout out, by the way, a little bit of Jewish news. Ben Saraf, the Israeli basketball player who was drafted by the Nets. He's been playing for the G League. Had a really good debut for the Long Island Nets. A couple weeks ago, so congrats to him. This has been the New York Times, baby. November 20th, I will be in Boston. Then December, we're going out to Milwaukee, Chicago, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. And then I'm going to be speaking at the BBYO convention at some point. So definitely check out all that stuff and more. Anything else you want to say? It's time for that? 3, 2, 1. Barstool!